So, part four of going through this 21-page submission submitted to the UK Supreme Court, initially in respect of the Felipe Massa fraudulent case, but introducing them to the notion that Abu Dhabi 2021 was a fraud, Belgium 2021 was a fraud. So, not only have we got the UK judiciary and UK barristers in the so-called justice sector perpetrating a corrupt, fraudulent facade in the MASSA case, I am personally the victim of judicial corruption and collusion, which has criminally impacted my life. So I'm informing the UK justice system of that. So parts 1, 2, and 3 have already been produced. This is part 4. Go back and check them out and you'll see the full contents of this. And you'll understand why it is that we will not get justice for Abu Dhabi 2021 by this system. This system is a corrupt contrivance. And you'll see on the screen there, this is how they do it. The justice industry, what should be there for justice, a public service, which should be there for dispute resolution. Because let's be clear in this world, if there is a problem, how do we resolve a problem? You could be the victim of a situation. It could be that somebody owes you money, somebody has caused you harm. How do you resolve that? Well, you can take the law into your own hands and you can find a way of making that happen yourself. Now, what does that look like? Have you got to use physical force to do that? That would be illegal. What's the legal way? Well, the legal mechanism is that you have got these courts, the legal process, the courts and tribunal service to enact justice. So what have you got to do? If you're the victim of a situation, you've got to seek justice for that situation by going through the court system. You apply to the court, you explain that this is your problem and this is what you seek justice for. Oh, it's complicated. You won't be able to understand it. Don't you worry your little head. You need a lawyer. That's how they tell you. Hang on, we've got a service here which is supposed to be the thing to resolve problems, and it's too complicated for anybody to understand. You need to pay an arguer for you. Yes. No, it's an industry. It's a corrupt industry of extraction and manipulation is actually what it is. And what they do in these situations, they stage it as a staged back and forth played out on the court. Yes, the game of whiff waff played on the court by the accredited players playing the back and forth, and the chair umpire, the judge, oversees the game and directs it. And they try and make it last as long as possible, because the longer it lasts, the more money you pay to your paid player, your legal representative. And what they try to do is they try to fuel the fire, entrench the conflict, entrench the hatred, entrench the division, destroy the notion of any ongoing positive possibility of any positive relationship, and extract much money out of it for their industry operatives as they can. So as you can see on screen there, you filthy fuckers tried to put me at war with those who I still cared for and had love for and was trying to protect. I refused that fight, so you fucks me. You will compensate and jail the corrupt scum. Oh, there will be consequences. So we'll see what happens there. But anyway, we'll carry on with what was submitted. So let me be clear. The UK justice system is not fit for purpose and requires total reform. It imposes cost barriers to justice. By design, it allows and enables corrupt advocates, so-called industry professional experts, to seek to absolve perpetrators of consequence for their crimes. Those advocates act to pervert justice. Cunts. It harms and exploits people. It purposefully causes further division and entrenches hatred. It rapes the minds of children, obfuscating human values. The children involved in the situation pertinent to myself, they will not have any clue of what was really taking place. They will only hear the version of events that they will be exposed to. They will not realise that I was acting in their interests. They will just be informed, oh, this is the court system. There's a winner, there's a loser. Oh, this is the way they play legal back and forth. Winning, losing. They don't even know what winning looks like. Winning is not having a asset that could have achieved 50 to 70,000 pounds being repossessed and getting next to nothing out of it. They'll never find that out. This is what our justice system does. But the banks were allowed to extract over £10,000 in interest. The lawyers involved in the repossession, they'll be extracting their amount of money, won't they, in the legal process. The bank's lawyers in seeking the repossession, they'll be allowed their legal extraction out of the situation. Yeah. It harms and exploits people. It purposely causes further division and entrenches hatred. It rapes the minds of children. I've already gone through that bit. The construct lobbied for by the big law firms, those that make millions of pounds out of the construct, who exploit people's struggle to enrich themselves, and who advocate for the Epstein class slave masters to seek to absolve them of consequence of their crimes, which are in breach of what is now non-existent regulation, and who fund university courses to teach people how the law works, teach people in a law degree how to monetize people's problems. That's the law. That's the law degree. How to monetize conflict is a corrupt construct. What confidence can anyone have that the corrupt operatives of the UK justice system can appropriately punish the perpetrators of global fraud and the obfuscation of a human values structure? But let's not worry our little heads about that one for now, because some of the victims here, this is the MASSA case, became the perpetrators there, which is the Abu Dhabi fraud case and the Belgian fraud case. So let's not conflate the two. We'll deal with them separately rather than confuse the fans, even though many of the exploited fans have been mind conditioned to know that it's a highly complex technical sport and the regulations are like this thick. It's like a legal document. So that's a little nod there to Martin Brundle. If you remember him saying, oh yeah, then the regulations are this thick. And it's like, yeah, because that's what they do. They gaslight you. Pretend it's too complicated for you to understand. Formula One does that. The legal profession does that. I am aware from experience that judges often do not bother to read submitted documentation and apparently have either no concept of or no regard for the notion of evidence, proof that something has taken place. Your judges think they can find the facts to mould to their contrived narrative. Complacent, unchecked fuckers. Time to burn your whole fuckery down. So, fiduciary representation. This is who is going to be represented in this is the real victims of the case. So what I'm going to actually do, I'm mindful of I'm probably about 10 minutes into this video and actually want this to be the start of the video. I'm mindful that some people will not watch a video and 10 minutes in they'll have cut off. I'm going to start my next video with this. Who was the true victims of Crashgate and what damage they suffered and what claim is going in on their behalf. So that will do on this one. Part 5 is going to identify the harmed parties and show you what is being claimed on their behalf. Thanks for your time.